Hello, my name is Jennifer Long. My professional background is optometry, and I have additional qualifications in ergonomics and in occupational health and safety. Ergonomics is a philosophy which aims to achieve a balance between the demands of a task or an environment and the capabilities of a person within that environment or doing that task. If there's a balance between these two elements, then we're more likely to see safe, comfortable and productive environments or tasks. If there's an imbalance between these two, then there's more likely to be an adverse outcome. For example, if there are low light levels and a person can't see well in the dark, then they may not see a step and might be more likely to fall over. I am a certified professional ergonomist. I work as a visual ergonomist, and I provide advice and opinion on how we see the world around us. In this video, I will share some insights into measuring illumination. This is often raised as an issue when people fall downstairs, trip upstairs, or trip on pavements. A common question arising is, did the lighting at the time of the incident comply with the Australian standards? Illuminance is a measure of how much light is incident on a surface. It's measured with an illuminance meter, and the units of measurement are lux. Measuring illuminance appears to be simple. You place the lux meter on the surface and read the lux measurement. But it's more complex than this. Firstly, illuminance varies over the surface being measured. Here is a photograph of a carpeted floor. Part of the floor is lit and part of the floor is in shadow. I placed a marker on the floor and then took two illuminance measurements. One illuminance measurement was 76.5 lux and the other illuminance measurement was 106.3 lux. That was on the lit side of the floor. I also took some illuminance measurements on the shadowed side of the floor, and the illuminance was 30.9 lux and 25.5 lux. As you can see in this series of photographs, the illuminance varied quite markedly over this small area of floor. Therefore, multiple measurements are usually required. The number and the location of measurements will depend on the incident site. For example, was it a car park, a pedestrian walkway, or a stairway? Secondly, external factors can affect the measurement. Here you can see sunlight illuminating the stairs is quite different according to the time of day and the location of the sun. At 7 AM there was direct sunlight on the stairs, and it made the stairs form quite difficult to make out. At 11 AM, the stairs were shaded by an overhead awning. At 2 PM, the sunlight illuminating the stairs came from one direction, and it was quite different at 4 PM. It's important to observe the site at the equivalent time to the incident. After all, the shadows will change during the day and night. Factors that need to be taken into account for a daytime incident include the position of the sun, and if the incident occurred inside, the location of windows. If the incident occurred at night time, you need to take into account moonlight and stray light from adjacent buildings. Thirdly, measurements need to be made on site. Although it's possible to observe an incident site and say, yes, it's well lit, or gee, it's dark. If you were wanting to make a comparison to the Australian standard, you need to actually make a measurement for comparison. Don't be tempted to cut corners when answering the question, did the lighting comply with the Australian standards? The lighting evaluation needs to comply with the number and location of measurements set out in the standards, be made at the equivalent time of day or night as the incident, and include lighting measurements which have been made on site. By adhering to these principles, in my opinion, you will increase the likelihood of the lighting report standing up to the scrutiny of court.